President Mohammadu Buhari's next level promises 10 million jobs, remodeling of 100,000 schools yearly, lighting up 300 markets, better roads, and so much more. Some say this sounds too good to be true. You're watching Race for Asorok here on Roots TV Nigeria. On this episode, we talk to Mr. Niyi Akinsuji, the head of the Buhari Media organization, to find out how the president plans to achieve all these. Watch. President Mohammadu Buhari is at the tail end of his first tenure and seeking re-election in 2019 with a truckload of promises. Rising unemployment, poor security and a shaky economy, Buhari faces a daunting task of convincing Nigerians to vote him in a second time. Give us an overview, basically, what the next level is all about, what the idea is.
The next level is a compact, and I think I should also correct this. It's not a promise. It's an activity in motion. It's you have a government that had established a foundation, that had cleaned up the system, established a foundation, and now intend to grow onto that foundation. That's why it's called the next level. Already all the thematic interest and attention, or rather thematic objectives of the government are already established in agriculture, in economy, in education, in security, in social investment, in health, and so on and so forth. They are already established. So we now take it from that level to the next level.
How does the president intend to fund this? At the moment, our debt profile under this administration has increased by about 40%, 9 trillion naira. How is he going to fund all of these things he intends to do in the next level?
The president has established a pedigree of doing more with less. We know the challenges of income, national income hand, in the last 3 years. But perhaps more than any government, with this tight earning situation, government has been able to do so much. You see projects all over the country. You see contracts being awarded. You see pensions, accumulated pensions, sometimes for 15, 16 years, being paid. Accumulated allowances, salary arrears are being paid. Now, what that tells you is with prudent management of resources, you still get funds to do things once you are focused. All engineering works, all engineering related works in Nigeria will be undertaken by Nigerians. Now, when you do that, you also are cutting costs, of expatriates coming into the country to take in your money. You are domesticating engineering work, and at the same time pondering, resources that should have gone out. When you do that, you have resources. You don't only have resources going to your people, you also have income in terms of taxes and all that. Just these 3 years, 5 million new taxpayers have been added, into the nation's tax profile. We have seen commendable increase on all fronts of from all fronts of income collection, including the customs that made an historic 1.1 trillion naira collection in 2017 alone. So the whole thing has to do with prudent management of resources backed with integrity.
Let's talk about job creation. I mean, over 5 million jobs created in this administration, and then if he wins a second term, over 10 million jobs on the pipeline. But let's be very honest about this. I mean, come on, you talk to Nigerians on the street. Every time, based on my work, I talk to these guys, and they keep saying, no jobs, no jobs, no jobs, no jobs. Unemployment is still very high in this country. So help me marry the numbers that are coming out, from both the presidency and the ministries, and what we are seeing on the streets every day. What is the disconnect here?
The opposition tends to drum up all these figures as if, these figures were generated in the last 3 years. No, these are inherited figures. Now, in managing that figures, you create your own ideas to channel out the challenges. In 2014, the employment rate was, the unemployment figure was 24%, despite the huge sums of money, more than 380 billion generated between 2011 and 2015. When you inherit such, and as you are going into the first year of your government, you run into a recession. Again, because of falling crude oil prices, because of falling production and the crisis in the Niger Delta. The first victim of an economic recession is employment. So you would have more numbers add up to the unemployment figures. But the creative thing is coming out with this social investment program and stabilizing the macroeconomy. Now I can tell you that by the time the NSB, Nigerian Statistical Board, comes out with its figures, the job rate would have, the unemployment figures would have fallen, and the prospect going forward is bright.
One of the strengths, or one of the key points that the opposition, I would say, different candidates who are also vying for Asarok come at, the president with is security. At the beginning of his campaign in the first tenure, of course, in this administration, he promised to bring back the Chibok girls. He promised to stabilize the Northeast. He promised when it comes to security, because he is a former military man, he has the experience to ensure that all the insurgencies, not just in the Northeast, but on different parts of the country, Niger Delta and all of that, will be quelled. 3 years plus afterwards, the situation is still dire. We have to admit that. And a lot of, the situation is not good. Obviously, the Chibok girls are not back. Leah Sharibu is still in captivity. And of course, a lot of, insurgency still going on in the Northeast. Now, how do you settle situations like this going forward to the next level when you have a serious security issue in this time? How do you convince Nigerians to vote again when this matter hasn't even been solved according to the first, promise made in this administration?
I believe you were in Abuja between 2011 and 2015. If you were, and if you were a Christian, and you attended church, you will know that there is a big difference. Before you are allowed into a church, 2013, 2014, you had to be frisked, or you went through a metal detector. You just didn't even go and socialize anywhere in Abuja, not to talk of the Northeast. Now, if you are also in Abuja from 2015 till now, you will know that such don't happen. You will know that bombs don't go off anywhere in Abuja in the last 3 years. Even in the Northeast, in the core theater of war before 2015, things are stabilized. Of course, you do not put out the fire of insurgency. But the situation where you had organized insurgency, taking over lands, taking over space, local government territories and all that, are no longer the situation. As at 2014, you had 27 local governments under the command of the Boko Haram with their flag hoisted. But today, no Boko Haram could lay claim to any ward, not to talk of local government. Yes, you had the issues of the Hada farmers clashes in the Benue, in the central, not central belt.
And some parts of the Southeast as well. Yeah,
at least what was really amplified, were those in the north central belt. But today, are you getting to hear much of that? What is important is that when a crime is to be made, to be conducted, it takes a while before the intelligence community gets to know about it. Now it is likely the criminals would act before security apparatus catches up with them. But what we have now is a situation of serious containment.
Okay, just to pause you a bit, a lot of candidates have said they're willing to dialogue with Boko Haram and other insurgent groups. Will this president be willing to have that conversation with them, to dialogue to find out what they want?
You don't dialogue with terrorists from the position of weakness. Dialogue, terrorists come to you and dialogue when you retain and sustain a position of strength. This is where we are now.
Is this a position of strength?
Yes, it's a position of strength.
One more thing, you know, you must have heard this over and over again. People will say, why does this administration always blame the previous administration for a lot of its problems? Don't you think you're, doing the blame game? Don't you think, even in this conversation, you have referenced the previous administration, for a lot of, the obstacles and challenges that you have faced, or he has faced in running this administration? Do you think you blame them too much?
We don't blame. We only regret. Our regret is that if things had been done properly, yes, we might have won or not, but the mess on ground wouldn't be as much as this.
We almost rounded this up, but in 1 minute, to that Nigerian with his PVC, why vote for President Mohammadu Buhari again?
Yes, to the Nigerian with the PVC. Of course, I believe the Nigerian knows who President Mohammadu Buhari is. He has shown commitment. He has shown direct relationship and concern for the Nigerian poor. He has shown direct relationship and concern even for the Nigerian middle class. And of course, he has shown commitment to creating a more prosperous Nigeria. Going forward, we believe that we are going to the next level together. And that next level is a Nigeria that will be easier, that will be independent, and no longer dependent on foreign importation, that will no longer be dependent just only on crude oil. That will be a Nigeria where farmers will be the pride of the nation, where small, medium-scale entrepreneurs will be the pride of the nation, where the average Nigerian can access whatever he wants within the Nigerian system without knowing anybody. And I think that has been established with the social investment program. Most people that benefited from the Empower program did not know anybody. You just went online and fill up your form, and once you are qualified, you are accepted. That is the beauty of this government.
Foundational work is not often visible, neither is it glamorous, but it is vital to achieving the kind of country we desire. Judging by the depth of decay, deterioration, and despair that Nigeria has sunk into, we are certain that these past few years have put us in good stead to press on the next level of building an even stronger nation for our people.
The president's next level is not a promise, but an activity in motion, says Mr. Niyi Akinsuji. Do you agree? Share your thoughts about the president's next level on the comment section of this video or via our social media platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and visit our website www.rootstv.ng. You have been watching Race for Asurok. On behalf of my camera crew, Maruf Adetunji and Busayo Tosin, I'm Gloria Oji Emodi. Join us next time.